Some people say I never say hi, so here it is, hi. And I'm still in Ravenholm with my buddy Ball. And I am totally loving every second of this place. Not so much because, it's Ravenholm, the most famous chapter in probably all of, Half-Life 2 series. But no, because it really takes me back. The first time I was introduced to this place was all the way back in 2004 when I was, 8? Yeah, I was 8 years old at the time. And I was at my cousin's and he was playing it. He was older than me, 7 or 8 years older. So he was in his, mid-teens. And ironically, ever since that day, I've been kind of mentally stuck with this place. Stuck in this place. Oh, God, more monkeys. All right, there goes my good night, or my good day, take your pick. By the way, look, you can rattle these gutter pipes, much like fast zombies do, simply by holding your ball close to them. That's just amazing.
Ooh, nobody gives a shit!
So this is a dead end, and oh man, I love this place. Whoa. I wish I could just stay here. I wish I could become permanent resident. Who wouldn't want to live in a place like Ravenholm? But as always, who gives a shit about what I want? Even I don't give a shit about what I want. By the way, look what happens. It wasn't until, quite recently that, it never dawned upon me that the ball is useless against poison headcrabs. All the other types of headcrabs, if you drop the ball nearby, it will run them down or run them over, right? But it's this particular type of headcrab that the ball is kind of useless against. So ain't that a bitch, right? And look at all these zombies just trickling in from every nook and cranny. So one thing to keep in mind about this particular plaza street, you have some propane tanks over here. Very easy to miss these, unless you're paying attention like I do. These will come in handy later on. But I was saying, one thing to keep in mind about this place is that the zombies here will spawn indefinitely. There's no limit to how many zombies can spawn in this place, so they'll just keep coming. So, I know some people think that's the case for all of Ravenholm, but no. For the vast majority of Ravenholm, there's only a very definite amount of zombies, and I just totally messed that guy up. Yeah, that's another burned-faced dude over there, but this time, someone's strung him up, or maybe he's strung himself up, and now he's no longer in any danger. But anyway, I was saying, yeah, this is that place, that part of Ravenholm where zombies will just keep coming. So you want to keep that in mind. If you want to hang around just for the sake of whacking zombies, sure. This is the place to go in that case. But otherwise, really don't waste your time trying to kill every single one of them because, guess what? There's always more where that came from. That's just the case for this place. So I'm going to pop back here and investigate. I know there's nothing back here, but I gotta check that box too. And up here, there is absolutely nothing. So this is just a dead end for the sake of there being a dead end, just to mess with you, right? Just to lead you on a wild goose chase and go oh, you're almost there, and then guess what? Nothing. So I'm gonna use this blade trap to. Oh yeah, by the way, this one is faulty, and it's not uncommon at all for that blade to come smashing you over the head while essentially killing you instantaneously. So you want to watch out for that. And like I said, see all the zombies? They just keep coming. They just keep coming, and they will. So keep that in mind. In the meantime, I was going I was really just curious and wondering if I could get enough barrels, scrounge up enough barrels to build a small stack back here. See, there's another zombie. They just keep coming, fellas. So just keep that in mind. So for now, I'm just gonna stash this ball, just get out of sight, out of mind, because it can be really goddamn annoying. And I'm gonna grab these barrels one by one. Fuck off. I'm not gonna kill you. and I'm gonna bring them all the way up the street to where I was building that stack. Because the trick is, I really want to try to just build a stack high enough and kind of escape through that window up there. Kind of a shortcut, but really it might just take a while and kind of defeat the whole purpose of being a shortcut. Because a shortcut does that, it's short. It's a short path towards a location. But anyway, this is just for the sake of, science. I really want to prove myself either right or wrong, and I don't mind whichever way it goes. Seriously, stacking. Well, I'm screwed big time. See, that's what I mean. They just keep coming, and the way they keep coming is that they just pop out of nowhere when you're not looking. So if you stand there, there's a few spawn points across this entire plaza, and I might just, bring the ball back in just to deal with these guys. Bring it on, bitches. And just really, but that's not gonna do me any good, long term. They'll just keep, more will come. So, all right, ball, you hang back for a bit. Yeah, it looks tricky because you can't place. There's only so much wiggle room for me to build the stack. See that fire? Place one barrel too close and it will catch fire and likely blow up in your face. We don't want that to happen. But thing is, yeah, there's only so much room. You know what, ball? I want you to run point and keep my back safe. Watch my back.
Watch your back!
It looks really goddamn precarious. Because I saw some guy on YouTube do this. But I couldn't find that video to rewatch it again and make sure that that's what I meant. Don't get too close to the fire. The barrel catches fire. That's it. The whole plan is a bust. And right now, I would rather it was not a bust. So I know I'm messing around. By now, most people have already, stopped watching. But, screw you. I'm only doing this playthrough once, like I said. So I might as well do it right. Not right, but do all of it. Check every box that I can imagine. It doesn't have to be every box that everyone can imagine. But so long as I do what I do, that's all right. I will have no regrets in the future not doing this part. But anyway, yeah, so this is not gonna work. Just watch. I'm wasting me time, and it looks incredibly... Oh, no, please. Son of a bitch. There goes my stack. There goes my escape plan. Well, it looks like, you know what? At least I gave it a shot. Anyway, I have no regrets. Did I waste some time? Sure. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So I'm just gonna punt the ball right into that window. Because, just let it stay there for a bit. Yeah, there we go. And that was almost a slam done. Took me all of 3 shots to get that ball through that window. But whatever. There's another back alley over here. Super dark. And this is one of the places where all these infinite zombies come from. They are spawned, there is a reason this alley exists, and there's a reason it's so pitch black, simply to give all these zombies a spawning point. And I know you can interact with this and open this gate, but for some reason, it's not letting me do it, and this fucking zombie is in my face. Kind of reminds me of that scene from Fast and Furious, the first movie, where Brian goes hey man, he's in my face. And then Vin Diesel goes I'm in your face now.
Hey man, he was in my face. I'm in your face.
I hope I can copy their voices well enough. He was hey man, he's in my face. And then Vin Diesel was I'm in your face. Alright, I suck at, copying voices, but whatever. So, alright, let's pick up where we left off. It's been almost 10 minutes. I have made 0 progress whatsoever. So we need to pull this lever to move this platform, right? Move it into place, so to speak. So we can bridge this gap that exists. This gap. Anyway, we need to bridge that gap if we are going to run up the catwalk up there and jump across to land on the rooftop across the street. So there's another poison zombie back here, and what I like to do is just pop one of those propane tanks. I forgot about this past zombie. Yeah, that one is a scripted guy. He will come, he'll turn up as soon as you set foot on that rooftop. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna pop this barrel. There you go. That should clear them out for now. And yeah, this is tricky. Like, if you're really just mess around long enough and so many zombies will just spawn that you might just get a little crowded. By the way, have you ever wondered what's up with this cast graffiti? Right away, anyone looking would assume that's a combined soldier or a Metro cop cradling a baby in his arms, possibly abducted or taken away from their home. Except, there hasn't been a baby born in at least 15 years, which points out just how old this tag must be, dating back to when babies were still a thing. So a Metro cop stealing or taking away a human baby is something you don't really get to see by the time Freeman comes back, simply because there's no babies to be stolen. If anything, this tag must be referring to a time way back when the world had just been conquered and human babies were presumably targeted by the Combine. But why would a Combine soldier hold that baby like it's trying to protect him from something? Because unless I'm blind, that's not a big, bad, jackbooted guy in a gas mask taking away someone's kid. That's one cradling the baby, holding it close to its heart. But why? Is this a reference to some Metro cop at risk of being separated from his baby if he fails in his line of duty? And then there's that word, caste. Caste is a rigid system of hierarchy in some cultures where if you're born into certain caste, that's it, you're an inseparable part of it for the rest of your goddamn life. But do castes even exist in Half-Life? Sure, we have combined bootlickers, and you could dub them as a caste of sorts. Then there is the Resistance, which is also a separate entity, a caste. I don't know, am I reading too much into it? I've done that before. Okay, well, I'm not blowing this up, as in I'm not exaggerating. This looks like a very elaborate setup for a gangbang. All these zombies just lining up. And I'm in no mood to be on the receiving end tonight. So check back tomorrow, I might be in the mood. And as I say that, someone down there moans. That's the sound you make when 10 inches of beef stack find their way up your ass. You know, the time-in is perfect. It could have been any better. So I'm just going to toss another barrel down. And look over there. It seems this is where a Ravenholm just suddenly runs out. Just over that ridge. And up here, we have something that says cement. I had to learn to read it properly. And I believe this is how it's spelled in Bulgarian. In Russian, it would have been a little bit different. Just one letter. But they mean the exact same thing, that is cement, as in cement fuse. So the more you know, the more you know, the less you don't know. I'm almost tempted to start learning Russian, suka blять. And right, this rooftop is really curious. It's one of the most curious spots in Ravenholm, simply because it sheds some light on how Padre Gregory, what he does in his spare time. There's a chair, a bunch of shotguns, and lots of what seems to be booze, right? So really is a chill place to, pass some time, pump in some zombies full of lead, guzzling some beer. If you're not jealous, you're not a true man.
Watch your back!
And I'm feeling really vulnerable right now, simply because I am down just to my bare gun, my gravity gun. And there's nothing I could fight back with. And as I say that, I get swarmed with fast zombies. But, luckily for me, there he is, Padre. So just jump across the street and land right into this window. And there's my ball again. Glad to see you again, buddy. Let me just chop some of these guys in half. Luckily, the game provides us with some saw blades. Really, this is just straight up awesome. Look at me, I'm just chopping them into bits and pieces. And yeah, you're mostly you should be fine up here. They really cannot get to you. But we got to take care of clear them out first before we can talk to Padre. Yeah, just for the record, you might as well just keep going now and just leave him alone. This is not gonna break the game or anything. Oh god, you son of a bitch. How did you get here? There you go. There you go. And it seems he won't talk to me until we have taken care of that guy down there. Because he's really just locked on that guy right now. He's too focused on killing him. So I might have to really just... No? Aren't you gonna talk to me? Well, I guess not. So I might have to like go down and simply to, oh god, just broke both my legs, and really just lay these guys out. But yeah, don't stress it. This catwalk, this fire escape, balcony, whatever it is, from now on it's gonna be like, you know, since it's been knocked down, you can now climb back up, just up this way. So it's not that hard. And Father, aren't you gonna talk to me, Padre? Oh, no. That's not what I meant at all. You come back here now. So we need to be on that rooftop across if he's gonna talk to us. So that's the plan. Let me just bring the ball back. Leave him in this right over here. And I'm going to try and, yep, just like that. Beautiful.
How came you here, brother? This is the wrong side of town for you. Did I not tell you to seek the church? Mend your ways before it is too late.
Bro, it's like, seriously, so that's the church over there. And those are the smokestacks that we saw earlier in the last episode. So that's where we came from. But really, don't blame me. This town is a fucking mess. It's not like there's a sign saying, hey, up this way, you're gonna be safe. You know, this place is a mess. And something is going on there. Am I making the... Oh, God, my ball is getting gangbanged. I really never meant to pour my little buddy out to these fellas. They must have been... I'm not even gonna say it out loud. But anyway, let me paint you guys. How about I paint you a little bit, right? Just like that. Gone. All of you gone. And by the way, all these crates and boxes, they gotta go. I know I can't use my crowbar to crowbar them to bits and pieces, but like I always say, no crate is wasted on me in this game. And I was always curious really about those numbers. Like, do they really mean anything? Or is it just like random numbers? But whatever. There's more zombies back up this hallway, whatever it is. Looks like some kind of old laundry room with a bunch of propane tanks. And yeah, there's more zombies. God, Jesus. Like, what has Father Grigori been up to this whole time? Like, you would think he has been busy, you know, like eliminating these guys, but no, every step of the way, there's like literally just a crowd of zombies. Kind of makes you wonder, how big was Ravenholm's population, you know, not pre-combine, but before this place was missiled and shelled with, you know, by the Combine? Because, really, how many zombies have I killed so far? Like, at least 100. And so yeah, there must have been quite a lot of population here. And we've been in this room before, but you know, the last time around the door was locked. Now it's been unlocked. And there's a few head crabs up there. Normally, your safest bet would be like to chuck a grenade and wait, you know, for them to get blown out, blown up and blown out of there, you know, you name it. But I can't, so I gotta use my ball, and you know, but might as well do it. And watch them get crushed and squashed and squished and run down by my ball. Really, one of life's better things. And like I said, what's really cool is that with the ball in their immediate proximity, they really don't seem to mind you as much. So they get kind of distracted by the ball. And I've really always been curious about this goddamn room. By the way, no, there is no supplies here. Supplies are far and few between in Ravenholm as it is, so yeah, these are just empty crates and stuff. So this thing won't let me break it into splinters. What the hell? No? I know for a fact that these like gray shelves, whatever they are, they're breakable. You can break them, but apparently not tonight. What does it say? Supply. It honestly looks like a giant jar of mayo, one of that like really, you know, crappy, cheap, run-of-the-mill mayo that you can find in things like Costco or whatever. Do you guys have Costco in America, or is that just a Canadian thing? By the way, I'm not from Canada, but I'm just wondering. So anyway, the ball is coming with me, and look what I'm going to do. There you go, slam dunk. Uh-oh. No, I need the ball, so I'm gonna do it again. Fine. And this time around, I'm not letting my ball escape. out of bounds. No, you come back here now. Oh, no, this is really not good. This is not good. I am. Where's that zombie? Did I kill it? Oh, no. There it is. Oh, did you see that? I am amazing. And now look where we are. This is like particular, what you call it? It's not a courtyard, but back alley, right? This really takes me back. This particular back alley takes me all the way back to 2004. I remember it plain as day. I was a little kid, and I was watching my cousin playing playing Half-Life 2, and he had just made it to this particular back alley, and he was down to just his crowbar, and he was a little stubborn. He didn't want to just slip past this guy. He wanted to actually crowbar him to death. So he was a little, he wouldn't back down, and it took him several attempts, and he kind of got whacked several times before he finally got it right. And mind you, we were just kids. I was 8, and he would have been around 15 or 16. And it was all the way back in 2004 when our minds hadn't been as jaded. If you think about it now, we know it's we've seen so many movies, we've played so many games, so we're not as easily impressed. But back in the day, we were blown away by this moment, both of us. So I'm going to investigate all these back alleys. Lo and behold, there's going to be absolutely nothing. These are here just for looks. And you can come all the way back here. There's one head crab canister, obviously. And this is some kind of exit entry into the church. Not into the church, but to the church grounds, right? And there it is. But I cannot climb over that one lousy piece of chain link. Yeah, I gotta go all the way around just to get to church, because that's how Father Gregory wants. He's really giving me a run for my money. There's been so many times where he could have just, escorted me, guided me to the church. But no, I really have to be separated and do it on my own. And here comes really one of the trickiest parts of having to beat this level, not only relying on the gravity gun alone, but just the gravity gun and the ball. Because first of all, yeah, there is some supplies here, but I'm maxed out because I haven't been using my guns all night. So, I've already got all the ammo in the world. That kind of sucks that I can't use it, but this is actually how I always imagined Freeman would. When you think about it, do you think upon arriving at Black Mesa East, they wouldn't let him take a shower, maybe wiggle out of his suit?
Iniquity's snares are cunning, but by the light of light's mind,
there he is. Yeah.
Ah, there you are. At last.
There you are.
I will send the cart for you, brother. It will be but a moment.
What do you mean at last?
Patience, brother.
The fuck do you mean, you old cunt? Is really, what the fuck did you just do? What is your problem?
Watch your back!
Stop shooting my ball. No, I can't leave my ball down there. You know what? I'm gonna come on, I'm up here. Let me just mock these guys. Not really mock, but just to fool around with them. And drop down here and use your ball to whack these fellas. So I might as well just stay down here for the time being, but no more seem to be coming at the moment. And normally there's supposed to be more fast zombies, climbing up these gutter pipes. But, well, apparently not tonight. Whatever happened, maybe they got a little scared and confused of my ball. Who knows? In a place like Ravenholm, nothing surprises you, right? And yeah, so we gotta wait while he sends that cart up to collect me and bring me back down to the church. So normally this is there's a bit of a standoff that happens between you and these zombies, and where you have to really just knock them off of those gutter pipes.
Almost there, brother.
And this is where things get very, very complicated, because for me to be able to bring this ball along, right, I need to figure out how to...
No, brother, step into the cart!
Well, move it across this invisible wall. And it's not that obvious, but if you put this thing in the cart, look what happens. It just gets pushed right out of the cart. And there's nothing you can do because, like I said, there is an invisible wall, like right along the entire perimeter. So, you know, it took me some crazy mental gymnastics to figure out how to penetrate it, how to let the ball penetrate it. And the trick really is to figure out where to shoot the ball in a way that it lands exactly on the charged grounds. And sometimes what happens if you punt it a little bit too hard, it ends up way out of, bounds and you can't find it. Well, I want to keep the ball, so obviously it took me a little, magic and razzle-dazzle to figure out how to get this to work. And it's very, very clear that Padre has a huge fucking stick up his ass. Pardon my French. But yeah, he's really out to get it.
Greetings, brother. And so we meet at last. You are to be commended
Just a
for
crazy
avoiding my
old
traps.
wacko.
The work of a man who
What do you
once had too
stop
much time
pointing
on
that
his
thing at
hands
my
and
ball?
Now finds time for nothing but the work of
Goodness. This is my only hope of getting out of Ravenholm alive. You're looking him in the eye right now. This guy. I'm so screwed. I know I shouldn't be saying this and bad mouthing religious leaders, but this guy is crazy. He has totally and irreversibly lost all of his fucking marbles.
I suspect you have little wish to remain in Ravenholm, so I will show you to the mines. As for me, a shepherd must tend to his flock, especially when they have grown unruly. Follow me, brother, and tread lightly, for this is hallowed ground.
So, stop shooting my goddamn ball. What is your fucking No, get lost. Dude, seriously, don't do that. Don't even think about it. No, leave me. Look at this crazy old man. Leave my ball alone. What are you doing? Yeah, so
Over here.
really, it doesn't this guy just loses his fucking marbles, all of them. Every time he gets close to my ball. By the way, this is how he got that card sent up to collect me, but it's not interactable, so there's nothing you can do. And obviously you can poke around a little bit, right? But other than that little table full of, some supplies, there's really not a whole lot going on here. It's just a transitional area for the sake of being a transitional area. Like, you would think he would at least maybe invite me in for a cup of coffee or something. I mean, it's been a crazy night, but whatever. I suppose we're in a hurry to get out of Ravenholm, so, let's get busy doing just that. And yeah.
Watch your back!
Look, here they come, more fast zombies. And obviously my ball comes in handy to clear these guys out like cockroaches, right? Like cockroaches. We're just squashing them. Look at that. This is amazing. And by the way, Father Grigori he's not invincible. He can get whacked. If he gets swarmed, he can get whacked by those fast zombies. But he, his health regenerates very fast, right? So he can replenish his health incredibly fast. Now, if you look around, really just open your eyes. No, don't do that. Stop shooting my ball. I'm gonna keep you guys separated. Oh, like that's gonna do anything, right? So we're at it seems to be some kind of cemetery or a graveyard, right? And it makes very little sense.
Aim for the head.
Yeah, that's, that is the sound my girlfriend makes when well, never mind. So yeah, I was just trying to make my case about this cemetery, and the way the layout makes very little sense from the realism point of view. If you've been to Eastern Europe, like I've been to quite a few places. I have relatives in Eastern Europe, so I've even been to cemeteries in Eastern Europe, and what I mean is, the layout is a little, I don't know, awkward. In the meantime, we have lots of zombies to squash. Really, look at all of these guys. They have to go. They gotta go, all of them. Just eliminate them any way it can be done. For me, I just prefer, my ball, because really... Oh, that's bad. Always stay away from flammable barrels. That ball will blow into scrap metal in no time. So really, it's your job to take care of this little guy. He will do his part, right? Like distracting zombies and headcrabs, but you gotta do your part. You gotta, do your part, keep it safe from things like fire, flames, explosions, barrels, stuff like that. So look at this. This is going crazy. Where are these zombies even coming from? So I know that like lore-wise, it's supposed to look like they're coming out of those graves. But wait, aren't headcrabs made... I'm sorry, like aren't zombies... don't zombies work differently? It takes an alive person in a headcrab to couple and produce a zombie, right? And last I checked, headcrabs were not digging into graves, like digging up graves and, turning the diseased into zombies. Like, as far as I know, lore-wise, it makes no sense. But these zombies just keep coming, look at that. And we are in an enclosed area. There's all these fences. So you really would think there would be, like, a very limited amount of zombies. But no, they just keep coming. I mean, I know it's it's a gameplay touch, right? It's supposed to, like, really keep you on your toes and, give you something to shoot at. But really, seriously, this is a little bit, like, ridiculous, if you ask me. This is the one part of Half-Life 2 that never really quite made any sense to me, if you catch my drift. But seriously, we don't have to be, like, nitpicking like that. It's still a really great level. And really, it's just a bloodbath, right? You get to knock them down as they line up for headshots and stuff. And Father Grigori, when not killing zombies, he will, turn on my ball right away. So really, some parts of this scrapyard are really weird. And guess what?
Hurry while I hold the gate!
What I'm going to do, yes, I'm actually going to try and kill Father Grigori tonight.
Free, brother!
But for now, I'm just gonna slip right past this gate, let him drop that gate, and look what happens. Actually, this is like, I've never had it this way, where he just like has to tussle it out with that poison zombie on his own. Like normally I just whack that zombie before slipping, like...
Farewell, brother! I fear I deliver you to a darker place. May the light of lights illuminate your path. Look to your own salvation.
Okay, so this is obviously a little bit out of hand. Like normally this is not supposed to happen. What is supposed to happen is he continues to tussle it out with a bunch of zombies as he runs behind that wall of flame. But this, like him just getting pounded like this, like out in the open, that's a little... let's just say that's not supposed to be this way. But yeah, about killing him, let's see how it's done. To make that happen, we're gonna need several things in our shopping list. A radiator, 2 cinder blocks, but feel free to slip in a saw blade or 2 for good measure, that gravity gun of yours, and just a sprinkle of ingenuity. Stack the cinder blocks on top of the radiator that's been flipped on its side, right? Now it's important that the whole Tetris stack has been placed right up against the left side of the gates, as this is where Father Grigori comes over to say goodbye before totally blowing his top off. Crazy son of a bitch. Father Grigori will soon drop the gate behind your back and shuffle over to send you packing into a darker place, whatever that is.
Farewell, brother. I fear I deliver you to a darker place.
Now is the time to act. Don't just stand there looking pretty. Whip out that gravity gun, aim at the cinder blocks, and press fire repeatedly. Now... That sweet rifle of his, Annabelle, yes, you can find and have it, after Grigori has been knocked out, obviously.
Farewell, brother.
In that case, you will find that the rifle has no unique view model. Instead, it'll make it look like it's just another shotgun. Now that's not entirely true, as the rifle uses the same .357 Magnum ammo, and it only chambers 2 rounds at a time.
Sam's in town, got $1 a quarter and I'm raring to clown. But don't let nobody play me cheap.
Alright, well, it looks like we are off into the mines to see if we can exit Ravenholm. Honestly, in all seriousness, look at those tombstones. Like, who buries their dead right on the edge of a rocky cliff? Makes no freaking sense, right? I don't think that's even like a really good type of dirt, not dirt, but soil. I don't feel like that's the right type of soil for like digging graves, because they're supposed to be at least 6 feet under and they look rocky as hell. So yeah, this cemetery is a little bit off in a lot of ways, but you know what? We're not gonna nitpick this place apart. Let's just BB gun, more graffitis that make no sense, BB gun. All right, so off into the mines, or off to the mines, rather. Yeah, there's another cat's graffiti. By the way, look what happens if you like come into this area. It loads, right? And then if you just back right up the hallway to load the previous area, the graffiti will be gone, just completely gone. That's, but as far as I know, it only happens in older versions of the game, like mine, the original 2004 build. And the later versions, like, you know, the ones you can find on Steam, they had that problem fixed a long time ago. So this is it. We gotta drop down this mine shaft and see where that leads us. Like, hopefully, here's hoping that Padre, like, wasn't really messing around with me by sending me into these mines. Because what would be worse than getting stuck in some dead-end mine shaft, right, with no way back out, or back up, rather. So just really shimmy your way across these support beams, and there's this old catwalk. Make sure you check it out. There is some stash. There's another 41. That's like one of the weirdest textures I've seen in this game. Makes no sense to me. Yeah, this is not a lambda cache. It's just like a random stash. But there's like lots of goodies to be had. For now, I'm still I can't use my weapons, so I'm still just sticking to my gravity gun, because if I used if I fired a single shot now, that achievement, the zombie chopper would be forfeit, would be gone. Not gone, but it would failed, right? I would never get that achievement. But it looks like dropping down, you know, as it is a little risky with like all of these like pests and headcrabs down there just scurrying around. So I'm gonna pop a few barrels just to clear them out for now, just enough so that I can make a run for it. But the thing is, like most of these headcrabs are actually, they're infinite. They'll keep spawning and spawning and spawning infinitely, right? So like blow them up all you want, put as many bullets into them as you want, they'll just keep coming. So this is exactly where the ball fits in. And like, you know, steps in to save the day, or rather in my case, save the night for me, because it can really distract most of those headcrabs, if not run some of them down, right? So that's like a really lovely contraption. Yeah, so just drop, like as soon as you're done, just drop back down and grab your ball. You can actually like feel free to whack some of these guys. They're not as dangerous as they are just annoying, but like I said, they are infinite. They'll just keep coming. So what's the goddamn point, right? Like, you might as well just move on and stop wasting your time. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of it, you know, just for the sake of like showing it off what happens. See, they just keep coming. Really, there's absolutely no way to to clean them all out. Really, just exterminate them, you know, to the last one. So I'm just gonna grab my ball and like scurry right across this mine. And would you look at that, we haven't seen one of these in a while. It's yet another one of those like burned phased guys down there, again literally surrounded by medkits. This guy makes no sense. Now watch out, there's a couple of poison headcrabs and one fast headcrab. So if you let one of these guys sting you and drop your health to like 1, and then that other fast headcrab, Jesus, I can't speak anymore, can literally just, you know, lay you out in a single fell swoop. So watch out for that, literally, for that little cunt. Where are you? These guys are really annoying. The poison headcrabs are dangerous, but the fast ones, they're just annoying. And right across the shaft, up on that ledge, there is another one of these burn-phased dudes. Again, lots of medkits and stuff. That's not a lambda location, so feel free to, like, you know, blow by this one with your head up your ass, literally. The game will not punish you for that. And by the way, yeah, I just dropped my ball by accident into that shaft, like flooded with water, and it exploded. So it looks like I reloaded, and it actually looks like the ball gets destroyed, you know, as soon as it drops into that shaft. So it looks like this might just be the end of my journey with the ball. It looks like the ball, that's it, can come no further on this journey. Well, that's a shame if that's actually true, which it is true. That's a shame. But I'm gonna need at least one flammable barrel just up ahead. And this is very important because there's something I want to do. This is a 100% playthrough. You don't need this barrel. You don't have to do this, but I just want to show off how to do it without using any weapons other than the gravity gun. So this shaft, there is a barnacle up there, right? And there, it looks like there's like a ledge with some supplies. Again, not a lambda cache, but just some supplies. And I want to clean that cache out, right? Get all of that stuff. So I'm going to wait until that barnacle drops the barrel back down because barnacles don't feed on barrels. And I'm going to actually jump right into its tongue as soon as it's right across from me. So what happens? Obviously, the barnacle will, you know, grab me, no? And suck me up all the way up the shaft like this. But I need that barrel because how else are you going to whack the barnacle with just your gravity gun? So I'm just going to let it suck me up as much as possible. Then drop the barrel. Oh, actually, toss the barrel at the barnacle and hopefully you will drop down on one of these beams. This is like, there's quite a bit of luck involved in getting this done. So it's not 100% skill and, you know, the right know-how. But yeah, it just takes a little bit of luck. But if you pull this off, there's, you know, some Magnum 357 mag, there's some shotgun ammo, there's lots of good stuff. Along with yet another one of those burn-faced dudes. They're everywhere. So, but yeah, that actually does it. We just, you know, from now going forward, it really as simple as just swimming right across and emerge. Like, how is this fire still going? Unless it's fueled by some kind of underground gas pocket or something, that makes no sense. And right across here, we have a zombie that has been chopped in half. But the real question, how? Look at the distance. It's separated, like its upper half is separated from the lower half by quite a bit of distance, with nothing nearby indicating what might have chopped it in half. Right away, you might be thinking, well, it's got to be this thing. But look, again, that zombie is nowhere near that stuff. Unless it was like really just chopped in half and then, you know, just its parts flung around and tossed around, maybe, by all that impact. But anyway, knock this lever to launch this little blade train, trap, whatever it is. And it's gonna zip up and down this little track, right? Killing anything that stands tall. So remember, you know, a nail that stands up gets hammered down or something like that. I don't remember. Yeah. So these zombies, again, they're just coming out of nowhere, literally just out of nowhere. And then there's the question of like, who even built this trap? Because obviously it's here on purpose to keep, you know, zombies out or keep them in. But, you know, it's separated by a flooded mine. So we know Father Grigori probably does not, you know, hang out in the mines, right? So unless this thing was built before Father Grigori, maybe because we know that Ravenholm used to be like a resistance hub for quite some time. So maybe they built this trap, right? Like just to cover their bases and keep this entrance or exit out of town safe. Who knows, maybe, but I doubt that was Padre. It must have been someone else who built it. And look how fast it has dawned. Literally, we went into the mines, it was still dark. And now all of a sudden, it's like, it's not even dawn, it's already morning. Like, how long have I been in those mines? Whatever. And the soundtrack is just amazing, really. It really welcomes you into your, like, brand new day. That's it, guys. We survived Ravenholm, and we just unlocked this achievement, Zombie Chopper. Ain't that beautiful? So, technically, we're still in Ravenholm, by the way. This still counts as Ravenholm. But, you know, we are out of the worst part of it, so, yeah. And this is it. End of Chapter 6. We don't go to Ravenholm. Thanks a lot for watching this video. God bless you guys. take care of yourself.